I still think the Ohio State Buckeyes are winning a national championship.
Think this Broncos team can make the wild card.
I think Emeka Egbuka can reach Amon-Ra St. Brown heights.
This is 3 for 60. It's every Tuesday from 3 to 4 o'clock with AJ Gonzalez, Sebastian Fryer, and Trevor Cox. Only on
The world-famous Blaze Radio.
Welcome to 12 Stories Up. Hosted by Luke Lendler, Joaquin Rodriguez, and Dominic Pasella, where we discuss the 12 hottest stories in the world of sports.
Only one guy in the league has a chance to be the GOAT, Wimby. Wimby is on GOAT trajectory. There's nobody else close.
Nobody throws a better ball than Joe Burrow in the league. He really throws the best ball in the league.
Even if you don't got a top 5, you still got to be top 7.
Dom, you were on JV and could go in that offense and throw for the same many yards.
So come 12 Stories Up with us every Friday from 11 a.m. to noon on Blaze Radio.
In a world of mediocre film podcasts comes another mediocre film podcast. But this time, with the 3 worst people you know.
You've never seen Megalopolis? It insists upon itself!
Your favorite movie is what?
Turbo! Are you stupid? Wrong!
Get out! The A-List. Wednesdays, 10 p.m.
Whether you call it soccer, football, or footy, all of those are synonymous with the world's game. Across the pond, with Andrew Evans and Seth Golevsky, as you covered with all the footy action throughout Europe and throughout the world. From the Premier League to the Champions League, and with the 2026 World Cup coming up, we'll have it all for you guys throughout the year. Be sure to tune in every Monday from 4:30 to 5 Arizona time on BlazeRadioOnline.com.
Hi everyone, I'm Bella.
And I'm Landon, and this is Album Explained.
Catch us on BlazeRadioOnline.com every Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. or on your favorite podcast streaming service.
Every week, tune in to hear us talking about and dissecting a different album, from artists like Pink Campers, Fleetwood Mac, and more.
As we try not to get off track by talking about random things like Jinx Monsoon and Lane and Drew.
Or Bella's thumb issues.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Ta-ta!
Clark, step back 3, you bet! Paul lets it fly.
Hey, it's Lauren.
And I'm Kinla. We're 2 sports journalism majors who basically grew up on the field, the court, and in the stands.
Welcome to The Athlete Era, your weekly dose of women's sports and what it's really like to live life as 20-year-old girls in the sporting world.
From buzzer beaters and rivalries to our own behind-the-scenes stories, we bring you takes you won't hear anywhere else.
Catch Athlete Era every Tuesday from 1:30 to 2:30 right here on Blaze Radio.
Tune in, call in, and join the era.
This is your captain speaking. It's time to fasten your seatbelts, open your ears, and board the audio passport.
Coming to you live every Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. on BlazeRadioOnline.com with your pilots Stephanie Doty
and Noah Fuller. Each flight will explore the sound and critical reception of local musicians from a new destination.
We hope you join us on this banger experience and choose the audio passport as your next airline.
Safe travels
and salutations.
Behind the Beat. Welcome back to Behind the Beat, Season 2, starring your hosts, Kat Wong and AJ Shinko. Here on Behind the Beat, we dive into the history behind songs that most people don't know. Why was the song written? What is unique about this artist? What is the history between this singer and this producer? What does that lyric really mean? Find out this and more on Behind the Beat, every Wednesday at 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Blaze Game Day is here.
We welcome you back to Blaze Game Day here.
The best of Blaze Radio has us.
And live now at Farrington Stadium here on BlazeSports.com. We appreciate you all dialing us up on this Friday afternoon where your Arizona State Sun Devils are set to host the Michigan Wolverines here. Jaden Ricken alongside Brennan Bucher on the call today. And Brennan, as we look at ASU's first matchup of the Sun Devil Classic, I think we also have to take a look at who they're bringing out into the circle with Kenzie Brown, their top-notch pitcher.
They got the best coming out for game one. There's no doubt about that. Kenzie Brown has been phenomenal this season. 2 flat ERA, .86 whip, and it's been her heat up in the zone. She's also developed a number of different pitches throughout the season that has allowed her to take her game to a new level, and we're seeing that level on full display here throughout this season. She's been unbelievable. 53 strikeouts in her just 28 innings of work. Wolverines have their handful today.
When we take a look at the other dugout for the Wolverines, we have Aaron Hohen coming into the circle. Now, this is Michigan's second matchup today. They took on New Mexico State earlier at 10 a.m., and they already ran through one of their pitchers today. So what should we kind of expect taking a look at Hohen?
Well, they're going to want her to go the distance, right? They're going to want her to go that full length of the game. They don't want to have to continue to go into the bullpen as they've already done today. Hohen, a strikeout-dependent pitcher, 32 strikeouts in just 20 innings of work. She's 2-1 on the season. What we see with her, the longevity hasn't been the best. As she gets, farther into games, that changeup starts to move less. Means it hangs over the plate a little bit more. Hitters get all over that. That is how she gets to that 2.8 ERA, that 1.35 whip. Those base runners adds up as the series goes on. However, early in the matchup, when her fastball's lively, when her changeup drops the way it should, she is one of the best that the Sun Devils will face this year.
And it's the sophomore Kat Myers who went 7 innings earlier today. Without her, it's certainly going to be a lot of reliance on Hohen to step up. We look back at their Houston game just last weekend, and Michigan was in it until they started going into the bullpen, and that's when they made an upset against Michigan, who was leading late in the game. So a challenge today, certainly for Hohen. As you kind of take a look at the Michigan team in general, behind the plate, certainly batting, they had a pretty decent start to the Classic earlier today.
Yeah, and I think the thing with this offense that you have to look at is that it's really strong in the top half. As the game progresses, as they get deeper into that lineup, it's not nearly as strong. 5 of their 8 hits in Game 1 of the Sun Devil Classic came from the first 3 batters. They have to find production from their 5 through 9 if they want to win this ballgame. Janisa Conway, she's batting leadoff. Absolutely fantastic, but as you go down the line, there were no hits from Fantucci, Erickson, or Ramey. That's your 6, 7, 8. You need production there. They left a lot of runners on base in Game 1. Despite getting the win, they're going to need to pick that up here as the game progresses.
Conway batted .515 earlier today, but you're right on the money. This is a team that is leaving their runners stranded and will have to bring in that high-scoring bat performance we saw versus Houston if they want to keep it close with the number 21 or number 22 ranked Sun Devils, depending on where you look. Keep it locked and loaded here on Blaze Radio, blazesports.com. Jaden Ricken alongside Brennan Bucher. We will be right back after these messages.
Assembled to go over the top games for Arizona State athletics.
Jordan Tyson's going to show up every game. He's going to give you a touchdown. But when he's out, who's the guy that can be that consistent force offensively?
Tap in every Friday to watch the hot takes and picks of the Blaze Game Day crew.
Looking at the president of the Jeff Sims fan club right here. I hope that he just has a really, really great game.
No matter the sport, Blaze Game Day will have high quality coverage and get the scoop for you.
We're going to get the sticks out, we're going to drop the pucks, and we're not going to drop the gloves, though. We won't fight.
Subscribe to Blaze Sports on YouTube and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out.
All right, we got the game prediction in. And then we can go to Waffle House.
Yes.
Do you want news about the Big 12? Do you want analysis on every football game? Do you want coverage on sports like lacrosse and beach volleyball? Well, guess what? You're in for a treat. Introducing Big 12 at 12 with your host, me, Dimitri Kurlik. It's the show for Big 12 sports and Big 12 sports only. Make sure to tune in every Wednesday for analysis and breakdown of every Big 12 game from 12 p.m. to 12:30, only on Blaze Radio.
While others are sleeping, we are up breaking down the sports world.
The NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, college football, college baseball, UFC, and so much more.
For your weekly sports news, tune into The Breakdown After Dark on BlazeRadioOnline.com with Casey Smith, Aiden Dobell, and Keenan Vaughn. Tuesday nights from 9 to 10 p.m.
And now, the flop is near, and so we face the final season of Flopstar here on Blaze Radio, on blazeradioonline.com. Tune in on Mondays at 2 p.m. Arizona time here on Blaze Radio, on blazeradioonline.com to get your fix on sports, media, and all other kinds of complaining, only here on Flopstar.
Great moments are born
from watching Friday Night Lights camera action. Blaze Radio's one and only sports movie talk show is back. And are you gonna watch it?
Not only will I do it for you, yes, I'll do it for you.
We will watch anything and everything. From the weird movies.
He's right. Ain't no rules said the dog can't play basketball.
To the classics.
Hey, is this heaven? No, it's Iowa.
Tune in every Friday night at 7 p.m. Arizona time to listen to Ethan Neal and Parker Perrell talk about the movie of the week.
This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
It's a calm, rainy day. You're stuck inside the house with nothing to do.
Except tune in to Blaze Radio.
Where you can listen to songs like this. As well as this. And of course, we couldn't forget. So turn up the volume and tune into Hot FM with your host, Pedro, on blazeradioonline.com, Mondays at noon. Or you could just relax, I guess.
All right. Here we go, guys and gals. And boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, drivers.
Race to blazeradioonline.com every Thursday at noon for an hour of motorsports madness.
Join myself, Andrew Hazlett, and my co-host Ethan Ignatowski for the Loose Wheel Show. We'll tell you everything you need to know for the upcoming race week.
From news to predictions, we have you covered, so make sure to tune in.
If you're a tennis fan and want to take a little break from your day, I'm serving up a show for you. This is your host Pratham Maluri, bringing you Match Point, your weekly tennis content. I'll cover ongoing tournaments, go over the latest news, analyze players and matches, and replay the previous week's biggest moments. Be sure to tune into Match.
They've kind of dropped a little bit inside the valley, looking at around 61 degrees today, and it's been partially cloudy, not really around Tempe, but you can see it in the surrounding area as the Wolverines get ready to step up here in the top of the first. Jessica Conway, the center fielder, will be the first to take a whack at it. And when we look out at ASU's defense, Tiare Ho-Ching at third, Jasmine Roberts at second, Katie Chester at first, Brooklyn Ulrich, the shortstop, Tanya Wendell in left field, Kaylee Pond, the center fielder, and Ashley Mejia out in right field. And, you know, Brendan, kind of take a look at this defense today and what they bring out there for ASU. They've certainly become dependable.
Yeah, they sure have. It's been a really, really strong start to the season for them. I think the outfield is where I point to the most. I love Wendell, Pond, and Mejia going from left to right. I think that's a great set. Pond covers a ton of ground in the outfield. She commands center field the way you should. She is the one you want leading out there. Who you want in center field. Power hitters, got the whole thing under wraps. And that's a huge part to why they've been so good.
Kenzie Brown, 3-1 in the circle this season, as ASU tries to become one of those top schools in the Big 12. We mentioned they're already a ranked team. If you want to be more generous, you'll put them at 21, but reports have also said 22. And every game for them is just another one to add to their resume, especially some of these classics. Not always playing ranked opponents. It's important that they stay dialed in throughout all of them.
Sure, and you look through the classics, like you said, a lot of times you're not facing the best competition. So when it comes time to face the good competition, you have to show out and you have to play strong. There's no one else that Arizona State would rather have on the mound than who's out there right now. That's Kenzie Brown.
She's certainly proven herself at the start of this season and just built upon everything from the prior. Conway, the left-handed batter up. First pitch goes right down the middle, and Brown will start it off great with strike number 1. Conway did not take a swing. She gets ready on the second. Lets it go. This one makes connection with the barrel and will be caught over by Ho Ching for out number 1 inside the foul.
That's what she generates. A lot of weak contact, a lot of pop outs to the infield. That's prime example of setting the batter up. She went first pitch outside to Conway. Inside there on the next one that just jammed her bat and got her to pop it out.
Having a meeting at the mound right now. I know earlier in the season the Sun Devils were dealing with some issues with their pitching equipment, those wristbands, and it looks like Brown getting a
It
sip
looked
of
like there
water.
for a second that Brown was keeled over and about to throw up, something we've seen a number of times on a baseball field, though a little early in the season to be hot, I feel like, in Arizona. However, she looks to be okay.
Took a sip of the Powerade cup, as it looks to be, and gathers herself. You know, ASU has not played yet so far in the Sun Devil Classic. This is game number 1 of the weekend. Michigan already in number 2 on their second of this Friday the 20th. Brown looks to be all right. Up next is Lauren Putz, the right fielder, also a left-handed batter. First one goes, and that'll be ball 1. What Lauren brings to the Wolverines cannot be understated. Just such an impact player on that roster.
She was on base twice in their earlier game today. 1 for 3 with a single scored. Also got on via the base on balls.
Second pitch from Brown hangs outside again, and it's a 2-0 count with 1 out. Puts the Phoenix native, attended Xavier College Preparatory just up the road in Phoenix, one of the top athletic programs here in the state. Does not swing on that one, and she's looking at a great 3-0 count for Brown. Maybe there's a little bit something to that meeting we saw at the Circle.
Yeah, against Indiana, we actually saw this exact same thing. Out number 1, and then batter number 2 was a 5-pitch walk. We are looking at a very similar situation here from her last start.
Finally picks up strike number 1. This one down the middle. Puts yet to take a swing. No runners on the bases. 1 out. Top of the first inning. It's a 3-1 look. Brown, the windup, lets it go, and she will walk Putz. The first runner on the bases today. And one thing, though, to note about Brown is sometimes she gets down, but she comes right back. I feel like we've seen that kind of all season, and she's certainly not a one batter decides the entire theme of the game.
You're right. You look back to the Indiana, her last start, strikeout, walk, strikeout, strikeout. That was first inning. So in no way are you as an Arizona State fan going to be upset with that first walk or thinking she's lost it, because she will likely bounce right back.
Lily Valamont, the catcher, steps up for Michigan and picks up a strike on the first pitch from Brown. Already trying to start and turn it around. She waits. Brown leans back, lets it go, and this one is a strike, and that one hung on the absolute inside corner. I don't know how much further you could have hung before that one would have been a ball, and it's a pitcher's count. Brown looks down, gets the call, lets it go, and this one goes outside for ball 1. Lily Valamont, the redshirt junior, Michigan native from Trenton. She's batted a lot so far this season. There's a reason she's at the top of the order and usually brings in the results. This one makes a connection and is skied up into foul territory and caught. No, it looks like it bounced out of the glove at the wall. Ashley Mejia unable to hold on to it through contact. And so this at-bat will get extended for Valamont.
Yeah, Mejia took a bit of a crash going into that wall there.
She had it for just a second, and it was as soon as her body started to go over that wall was when she opened up the glove. Valamont waits. Swing and a miss. And out number 2 comes for Brown here in the top of the first.
That's exactly the bounce back you expect her to have. Very, very calm, comes back to it, and just like that, hits out number 2.
The second right-handed batter, Ella Stevenson, the junior, and number 4 in the order now at the plate as Brown trying to close out this one on his strong note. Strike 1 comes on the first pitch right down the middle. Stevenson prepares. 1 runner on first. That one goes inside and she gets it. Brown just hugging that top inside corner today.
Looked really, really nice. She's hit that up and in fastball a number of times in the early going.
0-2 count. 2 outs on the board. Brown lets it go. This one kind of trickles its way down and out, so now it's a 1-2. Heading into this tournament, Stevenson had 26 at-bat appearances. She was batting a .269. This one makes connection and is fouled out our way, right behind.
Thought that one was coming right for us.
And Stevenson keeping the at-bat alive. She's been a starter her entire collegiate career, all 3 seasons at Michigan. Going for second and out by a mile. The attempted steal from Lauren Putz ends the top of the first as the play between the catcher over to Jasmarie Roberts was perfect. We head to the bottom of the first, no score, Michigan unable to get one home.
Or every Wednesday from 3:30 to 4 p.m. on Blaze Radio.
Do you think you know it all?
That you're different from the rest?
Do you think your matcha hours have raised your performance levels to the best?
Then come join me, Caleb,
And me, Kaylee,
and listen to our show, Niche for Niche.
the show where we take the pop culture trend of every week
Make a playlist surrounding its aura
and play it out loud for you
every Friday
at 1 p.m.
on Blaze Radio.
All aboard the Northeast Corridor. I'm Preston Rabb.
And I'm AJ Gonzalez. Sit back and relax as we take you on a 30-minute adventure giving you all the updates from the Northeast.
From sports to politics to the biggest trends.
We got you.
Be sure to listen on BlazeRadioOnline.com. What days are we on, AJ?
Every Tuesday.
That's right. So listen in.
We'll know if you don't listen.
Don't miss out on the hottest growing show on Blaze.
Tune in every Tuesday night only on Blaze Radio for the Northeast Corridor.
Are you a college student with a week's worth of homework due?
Are you a working class citizen who has to be up early?
Do you have little to no time to yourself?
We don't care! So grab a cup of coffee or a can of Red Bull and tune into Off the Record on Blaze Radio every Thursday from 9 to 10 p.m.
Off the Record offers all the news and music and pop culture.
And the audience can play along with our new game segments every week.
So be sure to tune into Off the Record on Blaze Radio from 9 to 10 p.m. every Thursday.
7 seconds to go. Three-pointer. Yes!
Bottom of the first, the Sun Devils stepping up to bat for the first time this afternoon. Scoreless attempt from the Wolverines on their first outing. And up first for ASU is Tanya Windle, the left fielder. From Aaron Hain.
Hayne early in this matchup is going to be very indicative of her dominance in this one. ASU hitters struggled last time out against Indiana. That's really the last time they faced really dominant pitching. These Sun Devil batters have to get going, and they have to get going early.
Slower pitch on the second, and it's a 1-1. Wendell waits, takes a crack, and it goes foul over into the Devil Deck portion of the concourse here. Farrington Stadium, and you know, ASU trying to continue to build up their programs. They just announced their brand new training facility earlier this week. Kenny Dillingham able to bring in the donors as the Big 12 has been good. This one lined out to shortstop, but Wendell able to make it to first. The speed play comes in clutch, and the Sun Devils able to get on the bases with their first batter.
It was a nice infield single. Great job by Fantucci, though. Diving backhand. Just couldn't get that throw in time.
Emily Shep stepping up next, the designated player in place of Brown. First pitch goes ball. For Emily Shep. She's trying to get home. One of her top runners on first. One goes a little too far inside, and now it's a 2-0 count for Aaron Hayne, and that's the key for this one for Michigan. Trusting in your pitchers. Third pitch goes. This one outside. Batters count.
The walks this year haven't haunted Hayne too much. Only 10 and 20 innings of work.
Hayne gets ready, releases, picks up the first strike. It's one down the middle, and it's a 3-1. Shep prepares, takes a swing, makes the connection, and that one goes high, but out to second, and camped underneath it was Ilakwa for out number 1.
Sun Devil first baseman, number 12, Katie Chester.
Katie Chester prepares for ASU. Tanya Wendell still camped out at first base. Chester, the right-handed hitter, does not swing on the first, and it's strike one as Hayne able to reel in the pitches, kind of what we saw with Kenzie Brown a little bit. Good look on the first, a little bit rough on the second batter, and then she started to find her groove. This pitch goes, finds its way, hanging up a little high, 1-1. You know, Tanya Wendell has the speed. Everybody keeping a close eye on her at first. And if she may take off, strike two comes. And now it's Katie Chester looking at the 1-2 with one out. And for Chester, such a strong power batter. A lot of faith she can knock it home. She gets ball number 2 here. And for Megan Bartlett, I think a lot of faith she has in her players, Brennan, on trying to put them in situations to succeed. Makes connection on the pitch, out to center, short, shallow center, and caught from Conway for out number 2.
Really nice job from Conway right there. That's a lot of ground to cover. And debatably is a ball that maybe Fantucci tracks going backwards, but regardless, Conway gets the out.
And Conway looking straight into the sun, trying to track that one in. Right on the money. Going for second. Wendell gets hit with the throw. It almost looked like, but I think they're going to call her safe. And that one, that was pretty close. Wendell dives head first and able to get on to second on the steal. They were ready for her while Chester was at bat. Now Kaylee Pond has a runner in scoring position.
That makes Wendell 3 for 3 on the season on stolen bases. Viable option to score here on an extra base hit.
Strike one comes, and it's a 1-1. The redshirt senior trying to get the Sun Devils their first run. Pitch goes outside, and she's looking for more at second base right now.
She wants to be ready. If there's a ball hitting the outfield, her plan right now is to score.
Pond on the 2-1. Haynes lets it go. This one goes down to the lower end of the zone, and it's a 2-2.
It's a really aggressive secondary lead there from Wendell. That's why you see Valamont coming up, basically pumping a throw after every pitch, because the secondary lead's getting almost halfway to third.
Hits it on the top of the bat out to foul territory on the left side, and nobody there in time. So she will stay up. And Tanya Wendell hanging out at second. 2 outs, bottom of the first, here on Blaze Sports. Michigan traveling to Tempe, facing the Arizona State Sun Devils on their home turf. The pitch goes, swing and a miss, and Pond will strike out for the end of the first inning. It's still scoreless here in Tempe at Farrington Stadium as we take a break before inning number 2.
Want to stay wrapped up in the madness of March and the glory of Saturday all year round? Tune into Onions, a college sports show, Monday nights from 9 to 10 on Blaze Radio. Hosted by Luke Lundler and Christian Jarmark, Onions will look at the world of college sports with the players, the moments, and the storylines that you won't want to miss. Onions, 9 to 10 p.m. Monday nights on Blaze Radio.
Do you want to stay updated on the world of soccer, or hear Arsenal fans tell you why we're winning the league? Then you need to tune in to Park the Bus on Blaze Radio. Go to blazeradioonline.com at 7:30 every Monday morning to hear Alex Swift and Bob Blue, alongside the occasional guest host, talk everything soccer.
The Psychology of Music. I am your host, Emily Thompson, and each episode I'll be bringing a guest with me where we'll discuss on this zestful radio show the deep connection between music and the human mind. Each episode we will select a song or two about how the different sounds, rhythms, and melodies influence our emotions and behaviors. Whether you're a music lover, musician, or simply just curious about the power of vibration and sound, tune in on Wednesday mornings at 10 a.m. to discuss how your favorite songs psychologically affect you.
Have you ever wondered why it seems like your team can just never figure out their fundamentals?
There's the big gaffe that has plagued Zach Wilson.
Are you a sicko who wants to know how your team blew the lead this time?
Touchdown Seattle!
Or maybe it just feels like you're watching the same game every week.
If this applies to you, then tune in to Roll the Tape
every Wednesday from 4 to 5 p.m. on Blaze Radio with Will Anderson, Avery Getchie, and Jack Kemler.
Because it just feels better when you know what you're watching the next time your team is.
Top of the second inning, Michigan back up to bat. Swing and a miss on the first from Ella Stevenson. An interesting strike one. Kenzie Brown still out in the circle for the Sun Devils following a good recovery. This one gets sent out to left field at the wall. It is gone. Stevenson gets home run and the first score of today. Out over the head of Tanya Wendell. The power batter does her part.
The long ball is something that has hurt Kenzie Brown this year. As good as she's been, as effective as she's been, that's the fourth she's allowed here in her now 5th outing. Typically just been one mistake pitch, like we saw right there. Change up right over the heart of the plate, and you could tell because Stevenson was out in front of it a little bit. She pulled it straight into left field. Line shot, no doubt.
And that one had the yardage. Wasn't even close. Tanya Wendell could do nothing but sit and watch as it soared over.
Oh, it cleared the second wall out there by a good number.
Top of the second, batting now for the Wolverines is Sienna Snyder, the designated player, filling in for Erin Hain, who certainly did her part in the bottom of the first, preventing Tanya Wendell from getting home for the Sun Devils. Currently, she's looking at a 2-0 count as Brown tries to reel it in. This one goes outside and above for the hitter's count. Trying to rally around the production from Stevenson. Snyder gets ready. Brown holds back and leans. Now the wind, throws, goes, and the walk. Her second of the game, as Kenzie Brown has struggled in the first 2 innings.
Now batting shortstop, number 23.
Yeah, well, the reason for that walk there is because, frankly, she was worried about leaving another one over the middle of the plate. We saw her leave that change up to Stevenson, middle, and then Snyder gets up, and she tried to work the corners a little more than she actually does. If you're Brown here, I think the key, just get back to the fastball. Get back to that number 1 that you can dominate batters with, like she did right there. I mean, that was a shown bunt that she just went right by.
It was a strong pitch straight down the middle for strike number 1 against Avery Fantucci, the shortstop.
And Fantucci was showing bunt. It went right by her bunt attempt.
And Fantucci stepping aside to talk things over with Coach Bonnie Thole. Thole's 4th season as head coach with the Wolverines and spent 29 years as the top assistant prior to that. And she's produced the results for Michigan in the last couple of seasons, back-to-back Big Ten tournament titles and NCAA tournament appearances. So certainly has that passion for Michigan, knows what it was like, and is always trying to just inspire her players. The conference between the two will end, and Fantucci will return to the batter's box. Fantucci, a right-handed batter, has Sienna Snyder on first with no outs, no balls, and 1 strike. The release from Brown, tried to step into it for the slap, and it gets fouled back behind. 0-2. The senior waits. Brown taking her time, likes to hold off on the pitch clock, swing and a miss. And the first K for Brown in the second up against Fantucci, as that is out number 1 as well.
That is where her specialty is. Those fastballs upstairs, that's where she's going to get the most production. That's where we've seen those 2 strikeouts today really find their magic.
Maddie Erickson, the senior third baseman, as the first pitch hangs outside for ball 1. Erickson from Wilsonville, Oregon, all 4 years over in Michigan. She's made her fair share of starts this season, only batting 154, however. Second one goes outside as well. And for Brown, it kind of feels like a flip-flopping situation right now, Brennan. One batter, she's dialed in. The next, she's a little all over the place.
She's got to find that consistency, and the surefire way to fall out of the top 25 is the second you start competing in the top 25, you start falling apart.
Hit the ball high, and routine out for Kaylee Pond. Out in center field was Maddie Erickson on out number 2 for the Wolverines.
First baseman, number 8, Maddie Ramey.
They followed up by Maddie Ramey. And Michigan's dangerous when they get to that top of the order. Right now, still near the bottom as they try and work through in the top of the second. Strike 1.
Yeah, Brown knows that the hardest part of the order is just 2 batters away. You have to get out, and if you let Ramey on, that's okay. You just cannot get to the flip side of the order.
Ramey batting left, does not swing. Smart move as she picks up ball 1. 1-1 count. Still has Sienna Snyder, the designated player, on first with 2 outs. Top of the second inning, the Wolverines lead 1-0. Brown lets the pitch go. And hesitant to swing is Maddie Ramey on the second strike. And these kind of check swings from her has been her style in her first appearance at the plate.
It makes a pitcher question because she doesn't know if you're committed to the pitch or not. She makes it a lot harder to decide what to go to next.
Fouls that one off the top of the bat over to the ASU dugout. And it's a 1-2. As the home plate umpire, Troy Kukendall, goes over and retrieves the ball. Eric Peterson, the umpire, out at third, and John Schaefer over at first is your officiating crew on this afternoon. Brown still out on the circle, only giving up 1. This one hit, high foul, and back as Maddie Ramey. She's swinging, a little hesitant with those check swings on the first. That's 2 in a row now she's taken a swing at. She's had over 17 at-bats this season. Started in 8 games. Definitely not the weakest batter on the team. And this one rises up a little high. And for Brown, it was too much. It's a 2-2 with 2 outs in the top of the second.
That's that rise ball. Most batters aren't even going to swing at it. They're not going to give an attempt at it. And when it's located, it's one of the best pitches in the game.
Ramey prepares herself. Swing and a miss. The second K for Kenzie Brown. And once again, she stumbles but finds her way through the inning, only letting up 1 run. It's the Wolverines who were able to get the homer from Ella Stevenson to take the lead 1-0 over the Sun Devils as we step aside here on Blaze Sports before the bottom of the second.
What was it?
My name is Taylor Gottney. Do you like college football? I know I do.
And I'm Treffin Rexius. Saturday mornings smell like fresh coffee and fresh cut grass. Stadiums fill, bands play, and a whole town's pause for kickoff.
It's not just football. It's family, tradition, and stories you'll tell for a lifetime. The moments that turn Saturdays into something sacred.
Join Treffin Rexius and Taylor Gottney every Friday, 2 to 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Because every Saturday has glory, and we're here to share it.
Because college football lives forever.
Tune in to Specific Sports on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Arizona time. Your host Jordan Pullet and co-host Noah Chavez discuss everything to do West Coast sports, whether it's the MLB playoffs, beginning of the NBA season, college sports, or even the biggest chunk of the NFL season. Tune in every single Wednesday to hear 2 West Coast natives discuss everything to do with West Coast sports in the fall on BlazeRadioOnline.com.
Hello, and welcome to the Sports Engine. I'm your host, Ashton Sharon, and on the Sports Engine we talk all things from F1 and soccer to NFL and college basketball. So make sure to tune in every Friday from 3:30 to 4 p.m. and get all of your sports news, sports knowledge, and hear some raging takes from yours truly, Ashton Sharon.
It's time for the Beatdown on Blaze Radio from 12:30 to 1 p.m. on Tuesday afternoons.
Sun Devils, right fielder number.
Back on Blaze Sports, bottom of the second. Ashley Mejia for the Sun Devils, the right fielder, up to bat. And a lot of Michigan fans in attendance here today, and you can see why. A nice 33 degrees back in Michigan as the first one is fouled over to the Devil deck. And that's always the beauty of these early season tournaments, classics, whatever you want to dub them. You get to have the fans from all of the other schools come over onto these usually West Coast or Southwest places and kind of beat the freezing cold. Turn it in for a nice 60 degrees here as the first ball comes on the outside for Mejia.
Yeah, the folks in Ann Arbor, I guess, pretty eager to get to Tempe.
Can you blame them?
No.
It's quite wonderful compared to some of the stuff we've been seeing over the last few weeks. Second pitch comes from Hain, and that one goes outside as well. It's a 2-1. Jaden Ricken alongside Brennan Bucher on the call for you today on Blaze Sports. Appreciate you all tuning in if you're listening from Michigan or here in the Valley. Out to center field, but not enough. Jessica Conway able to scoop it up and pick up the out.
Sun Devils second baseman, number 4, Jasmine.
Out number 1. As Jasmine Roberts will follow suit in the order. Jasmine, the freshman from Modesto, California, has earned her spot on the team so far and has proved it with her results.
Been an extremely clutch hitter. He's come up with big hits, big moments, 440 average, 1.203 OPS.
She's proven that she can play at the collegiate level. She right now looks at a 2-0 count. Has not taken a swing as Erin Hain is trying to find her zone. This one goes high and inside for the 3-0. Right now here in Farrington, most of the field sunny. As the sun starts to set, though, we see the left side of the field getting cloaked in shadows. This pitch goes, gets strike 1 on the outside.
And part of what makes Roberts so dominant is just how selective she's been at the plate. Only 1 strikeout to this point, 5 walks on her record as well.
This pitch goes down the middle, and it's a full count in the bottom of the second with 1 out. For Erin Hain, this is a chance to get back-to-back outs and hopefully have the 1-2-3 in the bottom of the second. The junior righty lets the pitch go, gets hit, grounded to second, and the play made at first. So out number 2. As Michigan showing up and being competitive so far in both of their games today. Keep in mind, ASU only in game number 1, and so the Wolverines, however you want to look at it, either had the warm-up or game number 1, and ASU came into this having not played since last week. Strike number 1 comes for Samantha Swan, the catcher, and with no runners on base, 2 outs. Put a little bit more power on this. Does not swing, goes down the middle, and it's an 0-2.
Well, a mistake there by Swan, letting Hohen go up in an 0-2 count is a recipe for disaster.
Hain goes. That one grounded back to the shortstop, and the play made at first. So deja vu between Roberts and Swan as the 1-2-3 comes for the Sun Devils, and the Michigan Wolverines lead 1-0 over ASU after the second. We'll return for the 3rd inning here on Blaze Sports in just a moment.
Hosted by Richard Zines, Robbie
Seth Golefsky, Willem Marietta, and Sam Goodman take a deep dive into the ever-changing landscape of the UFC. We're talking tactics, breaking down the biggest fights, and giving you the scoop for what's next in the Ultimate Fighting Championships. Whether you're a diehard fan or new to the fight game, we've got something for you, only on the Beatdown on Blaze Radio.
Do you know what the National Association of Black Journalists is?
No, I don't think so.
Well, do you know we have a podcast?
I think I might have heard of it.
Well, my name is Seymour Clark.
And I'm Takel Woods.
And we are your hosts of the Black Parent Podcast,
where we talk about college, community, and culture.
You can find us weekly on Spotify, or live every Friday at 3 on BlazeRadioOnline.com.
Make sure to tune in. Bye.
Bye.
Hey Brooklyn, have you ever had a burning sports question?
No, Casey, because I listen to The Hot Seat, where they answer them all for me.
What's the hot seat?
You'll just have to listen to find out.
When can I listen?
Wednesdays at 7 p.m. on Blaze Radio.
From two former athletes bringing you all the drama.
You won't want to miss these hot takes.
Everyone's favorite duo is back on the radio.
And for the third semester, they're better than ever.
So we'll see you in the hot seat.
For centuries, us Homo sapiens have been trying to answer the age-old question, what to do on Sunday mornings, and what would be the best companion to NFL football in the fall. Until now. Returning to Blaze Radio at 10 a.m. every Sunday, hosted by Jack Footer, aka Jay Fu, it's the Jay Fu Show! An hour of action-packed music that'll make you say, Sundays have never been so exciting. So tune into the Jay Fu Show Sunday morning from 10 a.m. to...
The last batter in the order will lead off the top of the third for the Wolverines, Janelle Ilacqua, the second baseman. Right-handed batter, swings on the first, and it's fouled over near the dugout. For Janelle, a senior, all 4 seasons in Michigan. That's kind of a theme you find, and I think it speaks to the coaching staff at Michigan. They do not have a lot of transfers, and they don't have a lot of people transfer out. They have great recruitment from year to year and retaining them. This one high, but into shallow, and in front of the second baseman for the Sun Devils, Jasmine Roberts, unable to get there. That's going to end up being a single for Ilacqua, which is dangerous given that they're back at the top of the order with one runner on the bases.
Yeah, the collective groans from the crowd, they knew what's next. And when you've got Conaway, Putz, and Palamont due up here, this is going to be a tough pickle to get out of.
Also got to kind of wonder what was happening there with Roberts. The one certainly didn't have to navigate too far to get. Regardless, they'll have to play off of that as it's Janisa Conway, the center fielder, back up for her second time. On the 0-1. Brown puts it in strong, and that one is a little bit too strong. Hit at the wall, unable to go out as Conway rounds for second, and now going for home. Ilacqua slides out at third. Conway, no, safe with the slide, the triple as Ilacqua gets run number 2, and Conway gets to third. Mackenzie Brown struggling in the circle.
Right fielder, number 2.
2 mistake pitches are the result now of 2 runs. Earlier, she had that inside changeup to Ella Stevenson. This time it was a fastball to Janisa Conway, and she ran it into right center field. No problem at all.
She just left it over the plate with way too much power on it to go up against their top hitter and not expect her to take a whack at it. So no outs. Strike one comes against Lauren Putz, who's also one of the most phenomenal batters on the Michigan roster. And Conway at third in the scoring position, and she's got the speed to potentially make a play. On the second, Putz ducks back, and it's now a 1-1.
She's got a very keen eye. Walked earlier today, has 7, team leading 7 on the season.
Started in 10 games prior to this weekend and started her entire freshman season. Does not swing, ball 2. Michigan starting to kind of build the energy, getting loud. You can hear it coming from their side of the stadium. Swing and a miss, and it's a 2-2.
Really good drop ball right there. Put it perfectly on the outer half of the plate. No real chance to get a barrel on it, even if there was contact. And got someone who's as clean at the plate as Putz is to go try and attack at it.
Brown careful with the pitch, lets it go and gets that K. Puts with the swing and a miss, and it's out number 1 in the top of the 3rd. But Michigan still has room to work with.
It's called tunneling right there, Jaden. She had set up that curveball in the outer half the pitch before, then went with the fastball. They come out of the same arm slot. Looks like it's the same pitch. One drops, one doesn't. That's how you get that silly swing from putts.
Lily Valamont does not swing on the first. It'll be a 1-0. And Conway hanging on over at third. The first RBI of the day. Now it's a swing and a strong miss from Putz, 1-1. For Brown, this is an inning she needs to finish cleanly, to say the least, from here on out.
If you get out of this with just 2 runs, you're okay with that. If the score is 2-0, you only allow 1 this inning, you're okay with that. You know you got the bats to back you up. Just don't want that to add, because the domino effect will take full place.
Second one goes down and hangs in. Good pitch from her, and it's a 2-1. The lean, the windmill, swung and hit out to third, but stays inside for the foul. So for Mackenzie Brown, I mean, just so highly touted prior to this season. On the 2026 USA Softball Collegiate Player of the Year Top 50 watch list, which is certainly a name for your list, and has kept a low ERA, but today not her strongest look. Fouled off onto the right side of the field for the 2-2. But I think the strength that the Sun Devils can bring to this, Brennan, is the fact that they've been trying to build up the rest of their pitching staff. It hasn't just been Brown, although she's been their go-to. Unlike Michigan, they have a bit more depth. This one goes and hits Valamont, who will now walk, and that's the 3rd walk from Brown. Valamont on first, Conway on third, 1 out for Ella Stevenson as she prepares to try and send Conway home, or even better, maybe herself, Valamont as well. Brown, first pitch, this one down the middle, trying to really dial it in.
The double play is in order here, and that's why you see the shift, kind of forcing the middle infielders more up the middle. You're going to try for some grounders. Infield plays in now a little bit more. You can try for grounders, try for change-ups at the knees or below. That's the easiest way you can get those effective rollovers.
Second one goes high and out, and it's a 1-1. Top of the 3rd, Michigan leading 2-0. At a run in the 2nd on the homer, and then on a near home run that hit off the wall in center field, they were able to bat in run number 2. Runners on 1st and 3rd. Brown sends it right back down the middle. Pitcher's count. And you've got to strike out Stevenson if you're Brown, and try and get the energy back on your side for the Sun Devils. 5 on the pitch clock. Brown lets it go, swung, hangs on the ground, out to second, tag out at first, but the runner comes home, and Jessica Conway gets the 3rd one of the day for the Wolverines, as now the Michigan will have a runner on second in Lily Valamont. 2 outs following Stevenson's sacrifice play.
That was the right idea, and she got it to roll over. It just wasn't hit hard enough. It was hit a little farther back to Roberts. She would have had a chance to flip it over to Ulrich for the 4-6-3 double play, but there just wasn't enough to get to.
Sienna Snyder hits the first foul to the right side. And this is what Michigan kind of does. The Houston game, when you just look at the box score, it doesn't speak to their strength. That was a game where, you know, they relied heavily on their batting crew to go to work, and they provided the results. But by the end, they were running out of strong pitchers. And this is what they do. They try and get up early and hold on to that lead. The question for them is their longevity, and can they go 7 or potentially 8 if they were to go to that, so on and so forth. So for ASU, you also can't get down early. You know that this is a marathon game, not a sprint. 1-1, Brown lets this one go, gets strike number 2. And Sienna Snyder with 1 runner on second. I'd love to send her home. 2 outs, top of the third. Michigan leading 3-0. Snyder swings, hit hard out to left field. And does it hang in? Yes, it bounces. And now coming home for Michigan gets run number 4, Lily Valamont, and that'll be a double for Snyder as she gets to second. Kenzie Brown has not been able to provide the results she wants. And in the 3rd inning, she's already given up 3.
Yeah, now the Arizona State starting to warm up an arm. Doesn't look like they're going to take Brown out just yet, but there will be some discussion. Currently on the bullpen for Arizona State is Mary Peyton Hodge.
Mary Peyton Hodge, pickup that ASU has been trying to work with, a lefty freshman from North Carolina. And she's also on some watch lists like Brown. She's on Division I softball's D100 freshman watch list. She's not had a lot of innings out in the circle, but when she has been out there, they've been pretty solid so far. And this will be a tough game for her, but hey, a chance to prove yourself against a team that's batting well if she does replace Brown at some point. So following Snyder's hit out to far left field that stayed in and brought home Valamont, it's Avery Fantucci, the shortstop, up for her 2nd time today, struck out in the 2nd. Ball 1 on the first pitch from Brown, and it's currently still Snyder in scoring position at 2nd base. Fantucci, steady in the box, hesitates, does not swing. She's been smart to say the least. It's a 2-0 right now, and she's not trying to force anything. You know, Brown's already trying to battle through adversity in the first 3. Don't be the one that's aggressive. You're ahead. Swing and a miss that time on the riser, and it's a 2-1. If you're just tuning in, it's the Wolverines who lead 4-0 over the Sun Devils in the top of the 3rd. 1 run in the 2nd, 3 so far in the 3rd. Brown goes, another swing and a miss, and it's a 2-2.
If you want to set a batter up here, I like the high fastball. I'd expect her to go to the drop ball or the changeup now with the knees or below, because she's not going to be able to elevate that pitch. You want her to ground one out here or a strikeout.
Brown trying to close out the inning. Lets it go. That one was strong but low, and it's a full count.
There's a low pitch, and that's okay. You're fine with this moving full. What you can't do here is lose 2 in a row, but you're okay losing that one to try for a chase pitch.
Fantucci struck out last time. This pitch goes, hit, fouled, and out right side. As the wind picks up a little bit here in Tempe, looks like it's blowing southeast somewhat. And the temperature is a little bit colder than usual in the valley. It's 60 degrees, supposed to warm up in the coming weeks. Brown lets this one go, hit, and that one short and shallow flies up. Ho Ching catches it with ease to end the top of the 3rd. And not an easy inning to end, as the Wolverines were hungry to take down the Sun Devils, and they showed up with 3 runs in the top. Stay tuned on Blaze Sports. We'll return for the bottom of the 3rd in just a moment.
11 a.m. on Blaze Radio, BlazeRadioOnline.com.
If you love being in the know for sports, the Scouting Session is the place for you.
We pull back the athletic curtain, giving you a look into the stars of tomorrow.
From the icy rinks in Canada
to the racetracks across the West Coast
and inside your favorite dugouts, we highlight young athletes from around the globe.
Plus, we bring them on the show for more in-depth conversations.
You won't want to miss it.
Tune in every Monday at 1 p.m. on Blaze Radio.
If you like National League Baseball, then tune into the Senior Circuit, Sundays, 7 to 8 p.m. Arizona time on Blaze Radio.
Shohei Ohtani's just not going to be that good of a pitcher.
Ryan Nelson has all-star potential.
My hot take for the National League is that the Pirates will finish at the top of the National League Central and claim a spot in this year's playoffs.
When I say kettle, you say hot. Kettle.
Hot.
Kettle.
Hot.
When I say every, you say Sunday. Every.
Sunday.
Every.
Sunday.
That's right, folks. Every Sunday from 5 to 6 p.m. on BlazeRadioOnline.com. Tune into the Kettle Hut with Nathan Kettle as the host with a special guest each and every week, talking all things sports, including their favorite sports teams, how their seasons are going, and what the future holds, along with a specialty draft of the guest choose.
And Michigan flying high like a free bird here at Farrington Stadium, up 4-0 in the bottom of the third, as the Sun Devils try and get something going behind the redshirt senior Brooklyn Ulrich, who will lead them off. A left-handed batter, a transfer from Marshall here in her final season. Trying to make that impact, also the shortstop for the Sun Devils. Does not swing on the first, and a good hesitation as that went high from Hain for ball one.
I think this is a very similar outing to what we saw happen to Arizona State last week against Indiana. They only struck out twice in the first 4 innings, though they didn't score. So they, really struggled offensively, you might say. Only 1 extra base hit. No scoring. However, they only struck out twice. I get that same feel today. They're putting bats on balls. They're just not crossing the plate. It still gives me some confidence that say, look, Arizona State might come by in the 5th, 6th, or 7th inning, but obviously they'd rather not wait till that point in every single game.
Ulrich swung and missed on the second. Now gets ready for the third pitch. And that one goes high and out for the 2-1. There's questions about Erin Hain and her performance in the circle today. Michigan, plenty of struggles with their pitching staff, but they've by far outclassed what ASU has brought to the circle today so far with Brown. This one fouled into the Sun Devil dugout by Ulrich. And she sits now on the 2-2. Hain readies herself. And just trying to keep the good vibes going for Michigan. Ulrich does not swing. Good call. Now it's a full count. And the chance starting to build. I usually feel like it's the 3rd inning you'll start to hear the dugouts get their groove.
They've been active today. I wouldn't say the chanting and singing type of chants have been out yet.
That one goes way inside, wraps around Ulrich, and she will take off for the walk. So something for the Sun Devils to build on as they're now on their last batter in the order. A runner on first, and certainly looking forward to some of your top hitters like Tanya Wendell and Emily Shep. On the first, Tiare Ho Ching does not swing, strike 1.
Tiare Ho Ching is a very interesting case to me. We really haven't seen much of her this year, which is very interesting because there's no active public injury reports on her. Last season, she was all Big 12 freshman team.
Ho Ching sends that one high into foul territory and caught on the right side for out number 1. But certainly batting has been a struggle this season, and as you were kind of alluding to, Brennan, she's not played in a lot of games as much as you would expect someone of her accolades to be appearing in.
It's just her 11th at-bat of the season. Not something you'd expect. Yeah, she had 171 at-bats last year. I would expect her to see that increase. There could be something small, maybe like a sore hamstring or something they just don't want to aggravate. I'm not too sure. Obviously, nothing's public, but very, very interesting case of her getting less time than I would expect.
Brooklyn Ulrich still on first following her walk. And it's Tanya Windle who's trying to do, I believe it's called the slap hit in softball.
Could be the slap bunt.
The slap bunt.
Because she's got the speed. Wendell's got the speed, playing in the left field. You've also got an incredibly speedy Brooklyn Ulrich already on first. She's going to be in what looks to be like a sprinter stance over there on first. She's going to try to slap it and get both moving already. You get that runner in a scoring position, and you don't have very far to go to get to first. She's got the speed to be able to do what I like to call.
Haynes just had a high pitch, and now she looks at a 2-1. Tanya Windle now back, and wow, the power. That one high and gone. Out to right field, and you could hear that one, the connection on the barrel, and she will bat home a run and then follow suit. ASU gets their first 2 of the day.
Yeah, who needs to bunt when you can do that? She was showing bunt early in the at-bat and skies one way out of here into right field. Incredible power from the leadoff spot. She's 2 for 2 today.
We've seen that change. Softball in recent years becoming more of a hitter's game than a pitcher's game, and it's all up to the batters to take advantage of that. That's why you don't want to leave runners on base at the start of ASU's order. They're going to bring them home. Up next now is Emily Shep, the designated player, as she picks up a strike on the first. 1 out. No runners on the bases following the homer. This one hit and fouls back and behind. The Wolverines still lead 4-2, but ASU trying to match the high scoring top of the inning. Haynes prepares. Shep, the righty, swings, hits it over. That one weak to third, and she'll be out before she even gets close. The throws coming from Erickson over to Ramey, the 2 Maddies.
Erickson has a great arm over there at the hot corner. Showed off really nicely right there, and it's going to be hard to get anything down that side. That's why we saw a batter ago when Wendell was showing her bunt. You want to get that down to the first base side because Erickson, incredible arm over there on third.
Katie Chester, the first baseman, back up for her second time. Caught out in the first inning. She has an 0-1 count, currently in the third. Second pitch comes. This one hit, hangs up in the air, and caught over by Ramey for out number 3. So the Wolverines led up 2, but they clutch up from there. Here on Blaze Sports, we'll return for the 4th. Currently Michigan leading 4-2 over Arizona State.
Where they decide, and we have some fun every Sunday on BlazeRadioOnline.com.
Adventurer, quickly, I don't have much time. I have a quest for you. You must travel to BlazeRadioOnline.com to listen to the stories on Traveler's Guide to Faerun. Find the dutiful guide, Anion Fack McDaniels, who can tell you all about the legendary lore of the world behind Dungeons & Dragons every single week. Remember, Adventurer, Traveler's Guide to Faerun, Monday nights at 7, only on Blaze Radio. Adventure awaits.
Do you like MMA or UFC? Well, come check out Unanimous Decision, the all-purpose MMA show where we interview professional fighters and debate past, current, and future events in the UFC. Tune in every Monday at 7:30 p.m. for the Unanimous Decision.
Forks Up Sun Devils. Join me, Chris Town, as I scour the entirety of ASU to find the heroes who do it all. The unsung who brave the challenges to make our university at the top. Let's bring the spotlight to those who do the most and see how they do it all. Join me for the Unsung Heroes of ASU, live every Thursday at 3 p.m. only on Blaze Radio.
It's the start of inning number 4. Farrington Stadium playing host to the Sun Devil Classic per usual. And we've got a good one here between the Michigan Wolverines and the Arizona State Sun Devils. Jaden Ricken alongside Brennan Bucher. And for ASU, you know, it was a rough start in the circle. And we'll see them finally make that switch to Mary Peyton Hodge, the freshman left-handed pitcher from North Carolina. Kenzie Brown gave up 1 run in the second, 3 in the third, and they're looking for something a little different, a little more consistent coming out of Hodge. But it's 4-2, Wolverines lead.
Well, we haven't seen a ton of Hodge so far. What we have seen is it's been good. In her 5 innings, it's been 5 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Not going to be a big strikeout pitcher, going to rely a lot on her defense. But when you've got the defense of Arizona State, just keeping it in the park typically will be good enough.
Maddie Erickson, the third baseman, up to bat. And she stares down the 2-0 count. Michigan faced off earlier today against New Mexico State. Took home the W there. This one high, out to center, near the wall, making the play underneath, and it held onto it through contact. Kaylee Pond. Shoulder bumps the wall, says, hey, I got it. Out number 1.
Crashing into the wall, into that College World Series sign saying, hey, that's where we want to go. As I mentioned in the open, that's why this defense is terrific. She is commanding the outfield, covers an incredible amount of ground. Most people are going to say, hey, that's the right fielder's ball. That's, I mean, just a few feet from where she's standing.
This one sent out to right field and over the head of Ashley Mejia, as it'll be a single from Maddie Ramey. And the powerful hit coming. And now on back-to-back batters, Mary Peyton Hodge has given them a chance.
Yeah, loud contact back-to-back, and that's what a lot of this will be. And very interesting because she is very different from what we saw originally from Kenzie Brown. You know, this is a pitch to contact kind of gal, so we're going to see a lot of that loud contact. A lot of it will be outs, but you know, it'll wake up the fans and the defense. You got to be on your toes.
Janelle Ilacqua, the second baseman, back up. She led off the third inning. Low pitch comes, 2-0 count with 1 out. We talked about it earlier, but Ilacqua only batting around 100 so far this season prior to today, and hasn't been the best season for her behind the plate as a senior, but still early enough to work out some of the issues as we see Troy Kukendall head over to the circle and swap out balls with Hodge.
Yeah, she's not in that 9 spot clearly because of her outstanding hitting capability. It's been a very slow start to the year, but her ability comes in her agility, athleticism, and fielding. So you put her in the 9 spot as a secondary leadoff. She's going to be there for slap bunts, weak contact, advanced runners. Perfect scenario. There's good hitting behind her. Somebody on base in front of her. You just want to put a bat on the ball here, get it into play, advance them for the power hitters that are coming behind you.
Hodge gives her one out to right field again. Same spot and a miss. Ashley Mejia cannot track it, lost control. Now being thrown to first, back towards home, and she slides. The run coming from Maddie Ramey, who's able to go, and it's Ilacqua who gets to second. A lot of mistakes for the Sun Devils as the Wolverines get run number 5.
Yeah, I mean, that one was right over the heart of the plate. There's mistake number 1. Mistake number 2 comes in the outfield. It wasn't particularly a missile. I mean, it was hit fairly hard, but it stayed just in fair enough, hit the line. Mejia was running to where the ball was, not where the ball was going to be. So when it shot towards the wall, she was running at a direct angle to where it was, slips, trying to readjust herself, and a less than accurate throw to the plate was off.
And it feels like all of the batters kind of swinging early on this one. They've been hanging out towards that right field, maybe kind of center right field. And Hodge right now has not been the answer that they were looking for. That time goes a little high, and it's a 2-0 count as you're in very dangerous waters with your leading batter, Janisa Conway. Runner on second, 1 out, top of the fourth, up by 3. The Sun Devils looking for answers. Pitch comes, this one powerful, out to the national champion's side and stuck right underneath the wall and trying to pry it out. And then that will go for second. She will slide for third. Conway on the triple, and run number 6 coming from Ilaqua.
What a terrible, terrible execution from Wendell out in left field. That ball got jammed underneath the wall, and that's why associate head coach Josh Bloomer was losing his mind coming out of the dugout. You put your hands in the air. That is, I mean, 101 of baseball, of softball. You run out, when that ball gets put under the fence, you go up, you stick your hands in the air. That is a dead ball and a double. Instead, that goes as a triple because Wendell tried to get it in. Yes, the run scores anyway, but that runner is now just 90 feet away, still only 1 out. A terrible execution from Wendell.
Michigan has completely flipped the script. They were the team that came in, concerns about the pitching staff and what they might bring with their depth. And it's been an off day for the Sun Devils as Kenzie Brown was uncharacteristic in the circle, and now they're putting their faith in the freshman Mary Peyton Hodge, who has already given up 2 runs in the top of the 4th and has a runner on third with 1 out. Lauren Putz, the number 2 batter for Michigan, at bat, staring down a 1-2 count. And for Hodge, it's not ending anytime soon. You've got to go through some of the toughest batters on this team if you want to get those 2 more outs. And a challenge awaits. The lefty throws, swing and a miss on Putz, and gets her first K of the game.
Really, really good looking drop ball right there. Went up, I mean, it emulates a 12-6 curveball in baseball. Straight up, straight down. Great looking pitch, and that is a huge first strikeout.
Janisa Conway hanging out on third. 2 outs now. Ball 1 comes for Valamont. Valamont struck out in the first, got walked in the third, finds herself here again in the fourth. And the Sun blocked out by the clouds now in Farrington. This one hit, fouled right side on the 1-1.
This is very interesting. Look out in center field. You actually see the Southern Utah team that just played before us plays next. They're trying to stay warm. It is not as warm as one might think in Arizona right now. I mean, it's about 60 degrees, no sun. It's a little chilly. They all have jackets on. It's less than warm here in our press area, and they're trying to stay warm in this spot. That also will affect pitching. And whether it was a direct effect on today's ASU pitching, I don't know, but pitching in the cold is significantly more difficult than pitching in the warm.
2-1 for Valamont. Hodge lets it go. High and inside. 3-1. And Valamont, I mean, you're not really in must-swing territory right here. If you want to try and draw out the walk from Hodge, I think that that's a reasonable take to do. Hodge lets it go. Gets the strike. That one a little slower, but right over the plate and through the middle. And it's a full count with 2 outs. Valamont trying not to leave Conway stranded on third here in the top of the 4th. Prepares, Hodge throws, hit, outside, caught by Jasmarie Roberts. The connection was there for Valamont, but the fielding finally works in the Sun Devils' favor. And what a top of the fourth inning for Michigan. 2 more runs following the 3 they had in the third. And it's the Wolverines with a 6-2 lead over the Sun Devils here at Farrington Stadium. Stay tuned for more on Blaze Sports.
Of the game after being down by 7 runs. Close out the game, Wilkinshaw. Close out the game. You gotta be kidding me. Wilkinshaw, I hope you never get called up. I'm going to listen to Up on Deck so I can know what the heck is going on with this Aviators bullpen. I guess I advise everyone to listen to Up on Deck every Sunday from 6 to 7 p.m. on Blaze Radio.
Youth Are Like a Girl is a sports talk show by girls for everyone. Join Ella Walter Sanchez Mondays at 11:30 a.m. on BlazeRadioOnline.com to hear new topics each week about women in sports and beyond. Youth Are Like a Girl, Mondays at 11:30 a.m. on Blaze Radio.
Hey, it's your good friend Max Cepeda, and we've been through so much over these last 3+ years. But as a wise man once said, all good things must come to an end.
God, you're so good at interviewing, Max. Jeez, someone give him an award.
It ain't about the game, it's about the game. You feel me, Max?
That's Winnipeg whiteout. That's all I need to say.
Ain't no party like a zippy party. That needs to go on a t-shirt.
Blaze Radio presents the final season of The World According to Zippy. Wednesdays at 8 p.m. only on Blaze Radio, BlazeRadioOnline.com, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Whether you call it soccer, football, or footy, all of those are synonymous.
And welcome you back to Blaze Sports, Blaze Radio Online. Thanks for joining us, Brennan Beaver, Jade Beckon. 6-2, University of Michigan Wolverines lead over the Arizona State Sun Devils. Thanks for joining us. It was a explosive top of the third and fourth for the Wolverines. 5 of their 6 coming in the last 2, and heck, they've scored all 6 in the last 3. 1 in the second, 3 in the third, 2 in the fourth. First pitch into Kaylee Pond is a called ball on the outside part of the plate, and the count runs 1-0 here on the Sun Devil power hitter.
And Pond didn't really get a chance in the first. Teammate tried to steal, and that would be the end of it. So this is her first chance to get a longer, accurate look at bat.
Count sits at a ball and a strike. Nobody out. Pitch goes outside. 2 balls and a strike. Kaylee Pond went down swinging her first at bat.
Erin Hain been consistent through 4. Can she keep it up for the Wolverines? Because that could be the difference maker.
The 2-1 skied high in the air into left field. Stevenson underneath it, and she'll make the catch. 1 batter, 1 out. Right here in the bottom half for Ashley Mejia, the right fielder. She flew out deep in the second inning to center field. She'll dig in here with 1 gone. Check swing, doesn't matter. Called strike, and the count is 0-1. Mejia, season .353 batter.
She's had some troubles over in right field today. It's kind of standing where she thought the ball might be or where it was going. And a chance for her to kind of make up for some of those fielding troubles now at the plate.
Here's the 1-1. Skied high in the air, right center field, back, and gone! Ashley Mejia gets her first long ball of the season, and it'll bring the Sun Devils within 3. A shot to right field. ASU saying, okay, we're going to chip away. The bats were a little quiet in the first three. All three of their runs have come on home runs, off 2 home runs early in this one. You're only one gone, and now you got Jasmine Roberts.
And Mejia has had a run now in her last 7 games. Consistent, to say the least.
Now the question for Michigan here, first pitch ball to Roberts, is how is Hand going to respond? She's been good, but the long ball has gotten her today, and this is a bunch of ASU hitters that have power capabilities. There's a called strike, and the count runs to 1-1.
Yeah, I think you just take it like any other inning, right? Stay focused. She hasn't been super out of control with the pitches, and just finding her zone, finding her area, that space of mind that her coaches have helped put her in. That's been her strength so far, and I think if she can continue with that, she might be the pitcher for Michigan to go 7 innings here in game number 2.
Count runs to 2-1. This is an ASU bunch that's hit 12 homers in the early going of this season. The pitch, lined right back up the middle, but right into the glove of the second baseman, Aliqua. And Roberts goes down on the line out to the 4 spot.
That was good fielding there.
That's a hard ball to read. It's harder than what most would expect.
I'll say in the later innings, fielding's gotten a little bit easier. The sun no longer showing.
That one's rocket ripped into the ASU bullpen in left field, but well fouled. Samantha Swan currently standing at the plate, the right-handed batter. Swan, a junior behind the plate today, has a really effective arm. So that one shows bunt, waves and misses. The count runs 0-2 with 2 gone.
She's been a consistent player for the Sun Devils in all of her seasons here so far, and they have a lot of faith in her and the productivity she brings to this program.
Outside, count runs to 1-2. The season's probably been the best start to a season she's had since she's been here. An OPS over 1, an average nearing 350.
Yeah, compare that to an OPS of 765 last season and under 300.
That one line ripped at the shortstop, Fantucci. Incredible catch.
1 run,
wow.
No errors and no one left.
Back-to-back lineouts ends the home half of the 4th. We'll head to the 5th, where Michigan looks to add on to their 6-3 lead here live on Blaze Sports.
By joining the Sun Angel Collective, your contribution
with the world's game. Across the pond, with Andrew Evans and Seth Golevsky, as you covered with all the footy action throughout Europe and throughout the world. From the Premier League to the Champions League, and with the 2026 World Cup coming up, we'll have it all for you guys throughout the year. Be sure to tune in every Monday from 4:30 to 5 Arizona time on BlazeRadioOnline.com.
Hi everyone, I'm Bella.
And I'm Landon, and this is Album Explained.
Catch us on BlazeRadioOnline.com every Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. or on your favorite podcast streaming service.
Every week, tune in to hear us talking about and dissecting a different album from artists like Pink Campers, Fleetwood Mac, and more.
As we try not to get off track by talking about random things like Jinx Monsoon and Lane and Drew.
Or Bella's stomach issues.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Ta-ta!
Clark, step back 3. You bet! Ball lets it fly.
Hey, it's Lauren.
And I'm Kinla. We're 2 sports journalism majors who basically grew up on the field, the court, and in the stands.
Welcome to The Athlete Era, your weekly dose of women's sports and what it's really like to live life as 20-year-old girls in the sporting world.
From buzzer beaters and rivalries to our own behind-the-scenes stories, we bring you takes you won't hear anywhere else.
Catch Athlete Era every Tuesday from 1:30 to 2:30 right here on Blaze Radio.
Tune in, call in, and join the era.
Welcome back to Blaze Sports. ASU softball. They play host to the University of Michigan here at the ASU Classic. Thanks for joining us here from Farrington Stadium, the home of Sun Devil softball. First one goes outside, and it's 1-0. Michigan with a chance to do real damage here. ASU cut into the deficit a little bit, but Wolverines still lead by 1, and they still lead by 3, and they found a lot of success facing Mary Peyton Hodge here.
And Kenzie Brown. The Sun
Kenzie
Devils
Brown.
have not put a strong look out in the circle.
It just seemed the contact against Hodge was a lot more violent. Good looking pitch in the zone, and the 2-0. See, a lot of pitchers use 2-0 as a throwaway pitch. I like what Hodge did there, worked the outside edge, got one to sneak in there, and it's 2-1. Nobody out, the firing is up. It hit her, but I believe it hit the knob of the bat.
Yeah.
It hit the knob of the bat. That's going to be a foul ball.
Stevenson already with a homer from the second, who's not one that you want to leave it over the plate for.
No. That one hit well into left field, in foul ground. Oh, off the glove. Wendell was chasing it down. It's in foul ground. It's off the glove.
Yeah, that was a tough one. The outfielders have been back at the wall given how this game has gone, and Wendell had to really sprint to that one. It hung hard on that foul side. And as you said, just off the glove. That one, though, I wouldn't say was something that, oh, they could have made that. There's been a couple of those today where the expectation should be making that out.
Foul straight back, and it's 2-2. That's one that ASU's needed. Like you said, they haven't gotten it. They've needed it. Just one that, again, that would have been nice to have.
I think in a game like this, you're at a point where every mistake is like extremely costly for ASU, and missed opportunities almost become mistakes.
The 2-2 swing and miss. Beautiful drop ball on the inside part of the plate. A disgusting pitch will send Ella Stevenson back to the dugout with a forward-facing K.
Can they rally behind that? The K to start off the 5th.
And that's been the pitch for Hodge. It's been that drop ball. It's what got her sole strikeout in the last inning. Gets our first one in this inning. First pitch here to Sienna Snyder is a ball. She's the designated player in the lineup. Doubled her last time up. Walked in the second. Is 1 for 1 on her day. With one gone, here's the 1-0. Close, but it'll be called a ball.
And heading out of high school, Snyder, pretty highly recruited prospect, number 19 by the Extra Innings Softball Organization, and Michigan certainly wanted to pick her up and start getting her those reps early into her freshman season.
And it's paid off, 375, her early season average. The 2-0, sky high in the air, straight back, heading for press row. And will nearly hit Taylor Gottney, writer for WCSN, as he sticks his hand out. Friend of the program, probably should have made the catch.
Wonderful friend of the show.
He says too scary. Or maybe Michael Caratinetta could have got it down there.
Not everybody's built for this.
Not everyone's built for this. Had it come to our side, we were ready. The 2-1 upstairs, and now it's 3-1.
This is a really good look right now from Hodge. Really consistent and just working with those different types of pitches, trying to catch them off guard. A much needed improvement from the previous inning.
I believe that pitch upstairs was a setup here to a potential drop ball as that one went upstairs. We'll see what she goes there, 3-1. Heat inside, skied in foul ground. Ranging back is Ho Ching, but it will move out of play, and the count will run full.
Snyder's had some big plays, got walked in the second, and then had a pretty solid RBI in the third. So she's a hitter who's going to be prepared to hit on a full count.
The 3-2. There's the drop ball just outside the zone, and it is a walk.
It was just tough. She was going for it. You mentioned the wind isn't extreme, but certainly has picked up a little bit here, and it's gotten a lot colder as much as the temperature doesn't show it, so the pitcher is kind of dealing with some of the environmental factors.
Yeah. The shoulder, yes, a factor. The elbow, yes, a factor. It's the hand, and it's tough. That one's chopped to Ho Ching at third. 5, 4, 3, a huge double play. The Sun Devils get out of it. 5 to 4 to 3.
That was the best fielding look the Sun Devils have given all day. There was a missed opportunity for a double play earlier. They looked a little out of it that time, dialed in and ready to go.
The 5th inning stretch will commence. Fans at home can get up and stretch. We'll be back here in a few moments. Home half of the 5th on its way. Blaze Sports.
Do you want news about the Big 12? Do you want analysis on every football game? Do you want coverage on sports like lacrosse and beach volleyball? Well, guess what? You're in for a treat. Introducing Big 12 at 12 with your host, me, Dimitri Kurlik. It's the show for Big 12 sports and Big 12 sports only. Make sure to tune in every Wednesday for analysis and breakdown of every Big 12 game from 12 p.m. to 12:30, only on Blaze Radio.
While others are sleeping, we are up breaking down the sports world.
The NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, college football, college baseball, UFC, and so much more.
For your weekly sports news, tune into the Breakdown After Dark on BlazeRadioOnline.com with Casey Smith, Aiden Dobell, and Keenan Vaughn, Tuesday nights from 9 to 10 p.m.
While others are sleeping, we are up breaking down the sports world.
The NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, college football, college baseball, UFC, and so much more.
For your weekly sports news, tune into the Breakdown After Dark on BlazeRadioOnline.com with Casey Smith, Aiden Dobell, and...
Welcome back to Blaze Sports. First pitch in is a ball. Leading off for Arizona State is Brooklyn Yurlich, and Jaden getting out of that last inning. It feels like Uncle Mo heading towards the dugout of Arizona State.
Yeah, this is a time where both teams have to be concerned about that pitching situation. For Michigan, you got to keep it with Hayne. They have given up games late with a pitching switch. And for ASU, it's just getting Hodge into that rhythm, and if she's not, then making that switch sooner rather than later.
The delivery fouled straight back, and the 2-0 goes to 2-1. And you and I were talking in the break. This feels a lot as if the situation goes to, if Michigan goes to their bullpen, ASU could be primed for a comeback based on what we've seen this season.
Yeah,
if they don't
that's a reality.
Right. If they don't, dealing with the current starter who is cooking, right? You know, Han is delivering her best stuff of maybe the season so far. Count goes 3-1. It's gonna be a lot harder for the Sun Devils.
Yeah, I mean, against Houston just last weekend, they were leading 8-2 in the 6th.
Lined into left center field, and it's down. Rounding first is Ulrich. Diving into second base. That's a leadoff double for the Sun Devils.
That's the type of plays that you start looking at Hayne and say, hey, is this the fall off? Is this where you can't keep it going? And you know, I don't think you want to be too dramatic and say one bad pitch is the end of it, but she is reaching far into a game where I don't know if she's been built so far to go a complete 7 every single game, and they already used one of their pitchers going 7 earlier today with that game against New Mexico State. So certainly not only are you limited, you're not exactly looking to start digging into that bullpen.
Nobody out, runner in scoring position is Ulrich following the double. That'll bring up Ho Ching, the third baseman. Steps in, skies one high in the air on the left side. Ranging back is the shortstop, Fantucci. And Tian Ho Ching goes down after one pitch.
Kat Myers was that pitcher who was in earlier today, who said she's probably not stepping into that circle, already played a full 7 innings.
There's action currently in the Michigan bullpen. It looks like it could be Reagan Bennett, potentially? Is that who I see? There's a number of players up. I can't tell, but it looks like it might be Reagan Bennett, number 19, who's up and moving.
Yeah, Bennett, a right-handed pitcher, junior on the squad.
Only pitched 2 innings this year.
That's what I mean. You're going into the bottom of your roster, and you want to give them reps. You don't want to have a pitching staff that is not deep. You want to build that strength. But in a game where you have a lead over a ranked opponent, that might not be the best time to start giving out reps.
Correct. The other side of the coin, though, is this is just the ASU Classic.
True.
And first pitch in, downstairs. Trouble with it is Valimov, though she'll get it before Ulrich can advance to third. Big 10 versus Big 12. I don't want to say it doesn't matter because it's a ranked opponent, but you know what I mean? It wouldn't be the end of the world if there's a loss here. Now, it would be demoralizing as all get out. But if you want to give somebody like that a chance in a big moment to see what they've got, this might be the chance to do it. Drop ball goes in his zone, now 1-1.
I think realistically we won't see Hain taken out of the circle unless the game gets within 1 or even tied. But I think they're going to let her ride it out until then. And that's when you kind of deal with that situation. You really want to cross that bridge when you get there.
That one skied high in the air. It's deep, it's back, and there is no doubt about that one. Tanana Wendell with a moonshot to right field. Tanya Wendell crosses home plate. And now, as we said just moments ago, it's gotten to the 1-run cap. Hayden's day might not last too much longer.
No, it definitely might not, but let's give credit to Wendell first. Back-to-back homers on her plate appearances. The RBI homer in the third, followed up with that one. You got to be careful who you're putting in the circle once you go up against that top of the order for the Sun Devils. They're hungry. They want back in this one, and that ball coming near Wendell's bat, recipe for disaster for opposing teams.
Now I said momentum might be creeping towards Arizona State. It definitely is. That a slow chopper over to Hand, and she will get it to first. Call it a 1-3 put away, and there's 2 gone.
Well, positives. Look at both sides. Aaron Hain, you got 2 outs. Just get the third, escape, breathe. For ASU, it's like, whoa, it's coming back to us. We're starting to get it now, and this is when Michigan is at its weakest.
Line shot up the middle, just under the foot of Hand, and there is a single with 2 outs for Katie Chester.
Well, let's take a look at who's up next. You have Kaylee Pond, and then you have Ashley Mejia after that, who already has a homer. So you're still looking at some pretty strong hitters for ASU with a runner on the first.
The key to the victory against Indiana, mid to late inning bombs for Kaylee Pond, who's up right now with a chance for another clutch hit. She's got 4 homers already on the season. Kaylee Pond, she's back at the plate. What a chance here. Mount visit coming.
Yeah, they're having that conference.
They're not. I would be shocked if they're bringing in a pitcher to face Pond.
No.
I don't think that's what they're going to do.
I think this is the calm before the storm, if you will. This is, hey, let's close this out. Let's finish strong. We don't want to take you out, right? We want you to close out this portion of the inning.
She's likely going to finish the inning regardless, right? There's 2 gone here. there in the bottom half of 5. Maybe you get somebody for
you would
6
think,
and
though,
7,
if she
and
gave
then
up a homer, they might.
They might.
Because
They might, but
it's
kind
not
of the
good,
same
though.
way.
It's,